Hey everybody, welcome back to another 25 Days of Disney. I'm Jennifer from Stub Club Entertainment and we have a guest.
Julia.
We have Julia here, and if you did not know this or never picked up on this, Julia's my sister. I don't know if anyone realizes this or not. So today for 25 Days of Disney, we are going to talk about another section of the Disney company, which is the Disney parks, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. I have an obsession with in a sense.
You should move there, basically.
It's a lot of fun. We have nostalgia right here, like MGM Studios kind of stuff. Downtown
and
Disney.
These are from 2002, let's point out.
Yes. Remember these, folks? These are paper fast passes. Well, Disneyland is still used to this.
Now this is
Now it's this. So it went from this to this. And we even have our tickets. When we went in 2002, we went August 2nd, 2002.
How much did that cost back?
This is, let's see, is this an adult? A child in 2002 for a one-day ticket was $71, and the adult was $91.
Talk about a deal, a bargain.
But some of it is, though, the more tickets you buy, though, like the price goes down.
It's hard to say now, I don't know how much you would say a ticket is now, because when we went, it's all this buying several days, it's a bundle, and you pay X amount of money. So it all depends how many days you buy together, and then the prices kind of fluctuate. But I think when you go on the Disney site to purchase and try to make your itinerary and trip up, they have the price will keep changing, like how many days you had, and I think it was like the 90s to over $100 a day.
Yeah, if you bought like a one-day ticket and it was during peak season, it could be like over $100.
Yeah.
It's when you buy like a 5-day ticket, your price goes down. And so we were gonna buy we were gonna buy a 4 or 5 day ticket. I forget what we were originally doing. We added one on and actually lessened our price each day. But back then, to answer your question, this was a 1-day ticket, and that was $91 for a 1-day ticket in 2002 at Disney World. So what we're gonna talk about today is something that is brought up a lot nowadays. A lot of people like to talk about like childless millennials, meaning like millennials that go to Disney, so adults that go to Disney that have no kids, and some people frown upon it, saying
childless millennials. Got it.
Don't go if you're not going with the family of kids. We know Alex has the opinion that if you are going with if a bunch of adults are going, you are making the ride line longer, and you are taking up time that a family with kids could be going on it.
It's for all ages.
Yes, so that's why we're going to talk about this. We are going to be talking about why Disney World is not just for kids. And the reason why Julia's in this video, because a lot of it's fresh in her mind, and she is the perfect candidate because she went when she was 7 years old in 2002 and did not go for 17 years and didn't go back until she was 24 in 2019. That was last year. So she had this huge age gap. She went when she was a little kid, where we'll get into that, and then she went as an adult, and we'll get into that. So what I want to go and ask you first is, what was your reaction that you had going to Disney World after not going for 17 years? And it could be what you thought of the size of the property. So that means, like, when I talk about property, that means we have all these hotels, we have shopping, we have the parks.
Well,
that type of
I'll
thing.
get into when we went as a kid. We drove and we stayed at not on Disney property, probably in Kissimmee, Florida.
Best Western in Kissimmee.
And so I didn't know anything about even the existence of all of the hotels and like the property that we stayed on when I went in 2019. So didn't even have that experience of staying in the hotels and seeing how they have all of the themed with the characters, and those are like really good picture opportunities right there. So I didn't even know they existed, and obviously they probably did a lot of updates, but they still were around back then. So I didn't have that. We just we also just drove directly to the park in our car, so we never took the buses and had that experience. I'm not saying that was an experience I was missing, because when you go on certain hotels, like we stayed at Pop Century, and our bus was so crowded. Our dining hall was crowded, more crowded I'd say than the other hotels for some reason. Whenever we would leave the parks, there was always a huge line for Pop Century, and I was like, great, why couldn't we be at the other one? It was a short, tiny line, and I was like, really? So those were definite ones. We also, as a kid, I only went to Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios,
which was MGM Studios at the time, and I know some of you might freak out when you see this, because they changed the name of the park, and this is a map that is, people would probably pay a lot for this on eBay, not gonna lie.
Really?
Or those Disney Facebook pages. Yeah, because this is a map from 2002 with the park name that doesn't even exist anymore. And we actually have the Times Guide inside. So we kept this really, really nice over the years. And we went when it was 100 years of Magic celebration, and I believe that is gonna be, it was Walt Disney's 100th birthday. I'm gonna probably have to take a picture and show this. I don't know how well it's coming up on here.
Yeah, so only went to those two parks, so I never knew anything about Animal Kingdom or Epcot. Oh, we went to Downtown Disney, now
Disney Springs.
Disney Springs.
So this is another thing that people would be like, oh my God, you have this original map? So it shows like the different shopping and different stuff, and there was stuff there at that time that it doesn't exist now. Disney Quest is no longer there. They demolished it. That was at, now it's the NBA Experience. A lot of some other stuff that they have that didn't exist. But yeah, and it was this was all it was, Julia. This one strip, and now they've added more on.
So Animal Kingdom and Epcot were different experiences. I do say Epcot, I don't know how I would have liked it as a kid.
Same.
But I thought it was interesting as an adult, because I'm into all these different, like, the cultures, since they have all the different country pavilions. And, like, you know, Mexico, I didn't know Spanish then. I didn't have any interest in it. But now I learned Spanish, and I was all about going to the Mexican pavilion. Epcot is awesome as an adult, I'd say. And then also for Magic Kingdom, I think I didn't know as a kid that it was separated into, you get the map, Tomorrowland and, geez, I don't even know them all off the top of my head. Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, what are the other ones? Frontierland, Adventureland.
Liberty Square.
I didn't know any of this. Actually, the only way I learned it was from our game that we played. So I knew the park based on that. And I think we probably got that game after we went to Disney, because that's how I knew where everything was. So then when we actually went to the park when I was older, I was like, oh, I know where this is based off the game, even though there's some differences, because I think they incorporate some of, like, Disneyland stuff, or some of the rides still, like, they don't exist anymore. But I had a general idea how the park was mapped out, just because of the game we played. But I don't think as a kid you realize things are, like, segmented and grouped like that at all, because you're just like, I mean, to a kid, you just it's all over the place. You don't realize, oh, we're in this part of the town, this, or the park, whatever.
When we went when we were little, and then we went now, like, did the park seem bigger or smaller when we went as adults compared to as a kid?
It's hard to remember because I was so small.
So if anything, like, do you think the parks didn't seem as big? Maybe, or no?
I honestly don't remember.
Do you remember, like, the walking, like, as a little kid, where you're like, oh my God, this is too much walking?
I don't remember that at all as a kid. I just remember Splash Mountain.
So as an adult, were you shocked how much walking we were doing?
I think so. I was like, how can little kids handle this? Because I'm tired, and it's like 1 o'clock, and I had to get coffee.
So that's a perfect example, what you just said. How can little kids handle doing all of this walking?
They get pooped out. Like, I don't know how they would come the early park hour opening and stay to the magic hours or whatever. You know, like, it's 11 o'clock and you're just dead. That's why all these kids were falling asleep on the buses, because they were so pooped.
Do you remember waiting for the rides when we were little?
I don't remember anything about FastPasses at all. As a kid, like, that we were so focused on that during our trip last year because you were like, oh, also with the cell phones, you had the app on. You had the app to like access it and see the times, and everything is so different now than back then. It wasn't like that. So I don't remember anything about FastPasses, and obviously these are new. But yeah.
I remember going to the machines and punching these out. Like, I definitely remember it for the Buzz Lightyear ride, but I don't remember like some of these. I'm so happy we have these because these don't exist now. I honestly don't remember the waiting in line part when I was little. And then when I went in 2017, sometimes waiting these lines were like, oh
when
boy.
you would go in the non-FastPass line, they're pretty long at Disney. So I can't imagine as when we were younger if we were waiting forever and ever, because I feel like I would not have the patience.
When we went on Splash Mountain this time, we got to go through FastPass line, and we went past the regular line, and you're like, oh my god. I actually have video footage of that we're walking past.
It's
And you're like, what
an hour wait.
And you're like, we get to cut all these people. So the next thing we're going to talk about is what were some of the big differences going on? What were some of the big differences as a 24-year-old than a 7-year-old? And we touched upon that a little bit. But
Memories.
I was like,
when you take a baby to Disneyland or Disney World, whatever, or even a toddler, or even when you're 7 years old like I was, you don't remember a lot. You remember like bits and pieces, but everything else is just a blur. You don't remember it. So yes, I would say, yeah, bring young kids to Disney because it's fun when they're young, but when they're too little, I don't know if it's really worth it, especially babies or 2-year-olds, because it's like, I think the parents get more out of it. They're gonna remember it more than the kids, and then the kids, I don't know, they're not, I don't know what it's, I can't remember.
And strollers at Disney are evil. I had too many experience with those stupid strollers. I'm sorry if any of you have kids with strollers. I'm sorry. They like want to ram into you. It was just dumb. They would want to like try to cut you off, go in front of you. They would hog the area. And the whole thing is that when you go as this little kid, yes, you're going for the experience of the parents. And you want to see in the moment they're little, how are you going to act to Minnie and Mickey? How are you going to act to these characters? Because when you get older, you have a different reaction. Like, so I guess like in the moment there's good stuff, but a lot of times memories at a certain age don't really carry on unless it was like some special thing that sticks with you. I know since I was 2 years older than you, I do remember so much of that trip. So what are some things that we did when we went to the parks that, you know, as kids, if we would have went, our parents would have told us no?
Okay, well, I don't know if this falls under it, but I feel like when you go on your own as an adult with your friends, you handle the whole dining and food thing yourself. So you go to all these restaurants, and then, I mean, it's different because as a kid, your parents kind of handle all of that.
They plan the trip for you.
But when you're an adult, you can have that experience like, oh, when we go to this park, we're going to eat at I can't even remember all the restaurants now. Like
which park? Just name a park.
Epcot. We ate at the Italian one.
Yeah, I can't think of the top of my head.
Or we went to like the Crystal
Palace was at Magic Kingdom.
But we got to pick and plan out the trip, each park. You know, I think we went to like a Planet Hollywood, the Rainforest Cafe.
That's at Disney Springs.
You get to pick and have more flexibility rather than when you go with your parents and they plan all of that. But two, it's more like they do it with like the magic bands and then what's on the menu, what's not. And I remember we went to the Italian one at Epcot and we just like asked for water, and I think they had some fancy like Italian water.
They were like, do you want Italian water that's imported? We're like, sure, like we didn't know.
Like,
and
okay,
then
that sounds like a good option, and then they're like, that's not covered on the Disney plan.
It was bottled and it was expensive.
Yeah. But the dining is a whole extra experience you get to add to it as you're older, and it's a fun thing.
Yeah, I will say I do remember when we went in 2002, eating was a fiasco because we were picky. In like at MGM Studios, we got this terrible pizza. I don't know where it was from. It was horrible because there was tomato chunks in the sauce. We got mad. We didn't like want to eat it then. We did.
I know, so
It was that type of stuff. And the parents, that's the thing, they want to pick where they want to go. Yes, there are parents that will get to ask the kids, or they'll let them pick, but it's hard.
Some parents like, no, we're just going here.
Yeah, and so
whatever's easiest for the
correct.
Adults.
Yes. So, and because we had the dining plan, we're able to buy snacks. Well, we could have bought snacks either way. Do you think they would have let us buy all those extra snacks when we were little? I say no.
No, because when we went, we didn't have a meal plan, and so they just paid out of pocket for all the other desserts and treats. So when we went to that big place in Magic Kingdom, what area is
that? Was in Fantasyland. It was Big Top
Treats. They have like all of these like the Mickey desserts,
Rice Krispie treats. There's the candy apples.
It's so hard to
cookies.
choose, and like it's cool how you can use your snack credits, and we actually had more than we thought.
Yeah,
we're trying to use them, but that is nice to pay ahead, and then it's
correct.
all taken care of.
But honestly, the parents are gonna have to tell their kids, we're not paying $6 for a Mickey Rice Krispie treat. We're not gonna pay $5 or $6, however, like the Mickey ice cream bars.
It sounds more expensive when you look at the price and you didn't already pay for it
ahead. That's the thing.
You're like, oh, I'm not gonna. The parent isn't gonna pay. They could be like, you just ate your meal, or wait until dinner.
But it's just the fact that when you're an adult, you can say, well, I don't care. I'm gonna go spend money, or I'm gonna go buy this extra thing. Correct. The same with buying things.
Yeah. So when you go into all the stores, you don't just have your $20 that your grandma gave you on your last birthday or Christmas, or whatever amount of money they gave you. You're an adult, you probably work, even if you're in school, whatever, you work part-time, full-time, and you save up and bring separate like souvenir money.
Not this, okay, we're in this store, you can only spend $10.
Maybe the parent carries the change pocket wallet for you and has the money in it, and be like, Mommy, can I have my change to go buy this stuffed animal?
Or when the parents will buy discounted or like clearance things off of Shop Disney or their local Disney store, and then they pull it out like, look what surprise we have for you. So they didn't have to buy crap in this.
It's actually kind of smart.
It is, but it's like,
if you know it, it'll ruin it.
Buying things in the park though is fun, and then it's like, I know the kids get excited.
This came from Disney.
Watch, it's from Target or Walmart. Look, kids.
Quality. In Spanish, if the quality's bad, it's chafa, que chafa, crap.
Is there anything we did as an adult going to Disney we did not do with our parents when we were little that you're mad we didn't do? I already know something right now that's top of my head, but I want to see what you want to say.
I mean, I would say getting the experience of going to other parks, maybe.
Okay. So you're mad we didn't go as a kid to Animal Kingdom and Epcot, maybe?
Yes. Also, how many days did we go to Magic Kingdom?
We went to Magic Kingdom twice when we were little, and then twice outside was the same.
But I don't know. What would you say?
I'm mad we didn't get to go to the hotels when we were little.
I mentioned before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm mad we were not little kids going to like all-star movies and getting to see like the very big Disney characters.
But what did they have in 2002?
They did not have Art of Animation. That wasn't even in existence yet. That was an abandoned hotel that was supposed to be from Pop Century. They were going to add on, and then they just left the building blank.
So did they have like
All-Star?
the Lion King characters? Herbie,
No.
That's all new.
Well, no, Herbie is at All-Star Movies. We didn't go there. So that's where the big Dalmatian ones were. And I know that our mom brought up, she knew about that, and we wanted to go. We never did. So we could have seen the Dalmatians big when we were little.
Those were there.
Yes. We could have gone to see that when we were little, and we didn't. And I'm mad about that because as you're a kid, that would have been so cool seeing Disney characters as big as buildings. And we could have gotten pictures when we were little, so.
I'm glad though I went as an adult and got to get a picture by Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
Because it feels like, oh, I'm actually fine.
In a sense, I'm not really mad we didn't go to Animal Kingdom or Epcot when we were little because I feel like we wouldn't have appreciated
it was something new. It was something new as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
When you go back again.
I guess I'm mad we didn't spend more days. We were actually only at the parks 3 days. You know, when we were older, we did more. Yeah, we went to the beach. I want to say it was Cocoa Beach or someplace.
It depends when you plan your trip if it's just going to be all completely Disney, or people say, okay, we're going there, but then we're also visiting relatives, or we're going to a beach, which then you have to drive far away, or doing what else. We stayed strictly on property, and we didn't have a car, so we used the bus.
What are perks going as an adult compared to going as a kid? I know there's one thing people are going to bring up. I know you got one at at Rainforest Cafe.
Drinking?
Yeah.
Alright, let's say, okay, so we're going around at Disney Springs, and then we take this boat, and we go over to this hotel, where we remember we took pictures there and ate.
Yeah, we went to Old Key West.
Okay, Old Key West. Disney Springs, you take a boat over. Old Key West. Let me tell you, there's this place, this food place. I don't know the name of it. We gotta look it up. We ate there that evening for dinner, and I got a strawberry daiquiri, and it was heaven.
Was it the non-alcoholic version or the alcoholic?
No,
version?
it was alcoholic.
Oh, I don't remember. What was...
Yes, that was good. And then I don't know how people like park hop and all that, because we left. Mind you, it rained a ton during our trip. We left our day at Animal Kingdom, went back to swim,
or try to swim.
And I think it was raining still. We were like, okay, our dinner reservation, we made it later. It was like, I think 6.
It was maybe even later than.
Later.
I'll have to look.
And we kept waiting for the bus, waiting, and nope, all the other parks,
that was
the
joke.
water
I was
parks,
mad.
all the buses came, and we actually we had a reservation at Rainforest Cafe. We said, hey, we have a reservation, but the bus was taking forever to come. So that's one drawback of when you don't have your own car and you're relying on the buses as your main only source of transportation, because sometimes there's delays like that. And when you have the food plan and everything, and you do dining reservations, you have to be places different times. It's not as flexible.
Luckily, when we finally got to Rainforest Cafe, and it's the one at Animal Kingdom, because we didn't really feel like going in at restaurants inside the park. For dinner we went there. We were almost an hour late for reservations. They still took us, but you got something.
I got a drink there. Actually, I think I got a really good dessert there too, and I may have gotten
volcano.
Ribs. I feel like I got ribs or some kind of.
Yeah, I got like a
meat.
steak or something. But there's this volcano dessert that they shout and they like carry to.
Oh, and I bought. Let me show what I bought. I bought this in the gift shop.
Oh, is that at Rainforest Cafe?
Yeah, Rainforest Cafe. There's a really neat gift shop at the beginning of it. Maybe while you're waiting for your table to be ready. And I bought this guy.
Oh, so cool. I thought that was like inside Animal Kingdom or something. I got a really cool glass blown palm tree from the Rainforest Cafe shop. But yeah, Julia got a drink and she said it was really good. Whatever, we don't remember what it was. One regret I do have is both times I went to Epcot, 2017 and 2019, I never got a drink at Epcot. And this is the problem, that I'm not a big drinker anyways, but sometimes you get nervous when you're drinking alcohol because like you get dehydrated. I didn't want to get sick, but yet so many people drink around the world at World Showcase. You didn't get a drink either at Epcot. And that's, if anything, next time I really would like to try that. We didn't do that, I think, because we were being cautious in the parks that we didn't want to get sick or get dehydrated, so we didn't, but...
And also, Epcot is awesome, and again, appreciate more as an adult, because that was one, actually not just at Epcot, but all the parks have cast members from different parts of the world. And I remember actually when we were at Magic Kingdom, we went to this one, I think it was an event.
We went to
it was a
Taco Bill's.
What is that, Adventureland?
Yes.
And the guy there who took our order, they'll say on their name tags, like, I speak whatever, he spoke German. And I was like, oh, I thought that was really neat. And then I think the guy said, tschüss, which is like goodbye in German. So I thought that was neat. And when you go to Epcot, the different countries, someone will actually be there from that country. And it was really neat to either hear that or...
So I think we touched upon a lot of different things, why, it's fun to go as a little kid or fun for the parents to take them as a kid, but please don't shoot down going to Disney as an adult, because you get to spend your own money, buy more things, buy cool snacks. discover things. I know a lot of parents don't want to drag their kids all around the Disney property all the time, so you got more freedom to roam and discover, and that's what makes me want to keep going back. Every vacation's always different when you go, and so I've never had the same experience. I want to go again to explore more of the property. So yeah, so that was our take on going to Disney World as a kid versus an adult, why we think sometimes there are more perks to go as an adult. And so thank you for joining us.
You're never too old for Disney World.
Yes, so don't listen to people who say it's just for kids or only taking your kids or whatnot. So thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Join us tomorrow for another 25 Days at Disney. Yay! Bye.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Feliz Navidad.